Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals and welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. I was just showing off my new Disney nails, well not my new Disney nails, the nails I actually wore in Disney made by Charlie & Claus. She is always the maker of my nails and she is linked in the comments down below. Anyway, I am planning a week of Disney. I can't actually remember what this kit is called, but it is from Caress Press. And I am using a foil bundle by Scribble Prints Co. along with solid underlays from my shop in lilac lines and Mickey hand underlays printable from Pixie Planner Co. I am using both of the extra colours, the bright pink and the yellow I believe, in this kit, and yeah, colour blocking as usual. Anything else? I'm using Lavender Hollow foil. Yeah, I think I pretty much just used the foil bundle other than the underlays, which, oh, look at those underlays, don't they look so good? And you'll be able to see them better. I'm gonna do a little wiggle later. There is also an awkward cut at some point in this video. I don't know what happened to the rest of the footage, but one bit was on the end of one memory card's space and then the next video was at the start of another one, and there's just a big gap between them. It's not like a huge gap, but there is a gap between them, unfortunately, so you will miss some of the base going down. Anything else I have to say? There are lots of extenders in this week, so there is going to be lots to talk about again. Every single day has at least one extender, with 2 days having 2 extenders. So yeah, it's a full-on week again. And this is the week of our last days at Disney. So our last Disney day was actually on the Saturday of this week, and then we flew back on the following Tuesday. My sister flew back on this Sunday. And yeah, that's kind of what we're doing in this week. I can't believe I've been back so long already. It's like mid-August when I'm filming this. It's like, what, the 20th-ish? 19th today. So yeah, there's long time ago, but I still remember it really clearly in general. So I'm going to quickly go over the book I read this week and then we'll get straight into the day by day, because those Disney bases do always take a little bit longer, and I have lots to talk about in the day by day, and this video is only 30 minutes, and I've gone back to my normal speeding up of videos. We are, yeah, on to more normal spreads from next week. So the book I read this week I gave 4.5 stars to, and it's called The Couple on Cedar Close. So essentially it is it's a Dan Riley mystery, and I really like his mystery book. The mystery books centered on Dan Riley. I think his like the family bits you get from him as well about him are really nice. But essentially, this one is about a street, Cedar Close, where lots of families live. There's a barbecue one day. During one of these barbecues, a wife finds out her husband is cheating on him, and so, oh, there's the awkward cut happening now. Finds out his wife is cheating on him, and then sort of has a breakdown at him. A few weeks later, I believe, he is found dead and his wife is in the house. Doesn't remember the last few hours, but is certain that she didn't kill her husband. So that is kind of the mystery story. I don't want to say more than that, honestly, partly because I can't really remember. I know I really enjoyed this because I gave it 4.5 stars, and like generally mystery books have to do a lot to get 4.5 stars from me. Like, I'm not a big, I say that, I bet I've given like, I normally give them like 4 stars unless like I think they're really excellent for one way or another. So I must have thought this was really excellent, but I don't remember why. That's really bad, isn't it? So that's going to be fun. I'm trying to catch up on my reviews because I'm really behind on writing reviews on Goodreads. Well, not Goodreads. I use Goodreads, but I primarily use Storygraph and then like update Goodreads every so often. So yeah, my Storygraph is very behind. So I don't know what I'm going to do when I get to this book. But we'll get there in the end. Anyway, I'm going to get on straight to the day by day when I'm just finishing putting down the last little bits of the deco, and then it will be on to the boxes. But I'm going to get straight into the day by day because I do like to talk like a little bit more about holiday weeks and stuff, and I only have one book to talk about, so let's get straight into it. So on the Monday, I was actually feeling really unwell and just not quite myself and quite poorly. So it says feeling rough is what I've put, but yeah, we set off quite early to go to St Augustine's, which is like the oldest town in the presumed oldest town in America, it's like first settlement, which is really cool. But we had to leave quite early, so I napped in the car primarily, and then I marched that we were at St Augustine's, which obviously was excellent, really enjoyed that. What else happened? Yeah, so we went to St Augustine's. The first thing we did when we got there was go off to the Pirate Museum. My nephew is obsessed with pirates. He loves Peter Pan and Captain Hook, like actually is obsessed with Peter Pan and Captain Hook. So really enjoyed going to the Pirate Museum. He was having a whale of a time, like running around. It's got a really cool boat that you can, like, as part of the museum that you can play in, which he really enjoyed. So yeah, the next thing I've marked is that my nephew Felix was loving it. He is such a cutie. Then we had a pub lunch. Sorry about the talking. I hope my doorbell's not about to ring. I bet it does, but oh well. But yeah, then I stayed in the pub and had a rest whilst my family went to go and see one of the castles or something. I can't actually remember exactly what they went to do, but it was something that I didn't feel up to doing. So there's that. But I just stayed in the pub and rested. Then we had a little explore of the town. We walked through like the high street and stuff, went into lots of shops. We got some really tasty pretzels. Oh, I'd forgotten about those. They were so good. I've not marked that in, but I remember how excellent they were. I was obsessed with them. Honestly, I would do quite a lot of things for a pretzel right now. Then we headed back to our villa where we were staying. And we worked out where we were going to go, Disney and stuff, for the rest of the week, and like how we were going to fit things in, because we had things like, we had a couple of bookings for Crystal Palace breakfast, so we could meet Winnie the Pooh and stuff, and we wanted to do some of the fireworks and stuff. And but when my brother was coming back and the space launch, there was just like a lot to work out. So we sat and worked out how to make everything work. And make everybody happy, basically. And then in the evening, after my nephew was in bed, we played some Rumney Cup, which is an excellent game, and I really like it. So there's that. This next day, I am gonna skip a little bit over something that happened, just because it's probably a trigger warning for some people, and like it upset me quite a lot. So I just feel like it's the right decision to not talk about it, but I might one day, and maybe I will when I flip through the planner at the end of the year, but we'll see. Anyway, so on the 28th of May, we decided we were going to Magic Kingdom. There was lots my nephew hadn't done there still, but me and my husband went off and did Space Mountain and Tron. So Space Mountain is a roller coaster in the dark. It's meant to be you're like going into outer space in the little space shuttle. My sister also really loves roller coasters, but she had recently found out she was pregnant, which is very exciting, so she couldn't go on roller coasters, so she didn't come on that with us. She's kind of sad. Space Mountain is one of her favourites. Her biggest sad though is Dinosaur won't be there next time we go because it's closing really soon, and she hasn't had been able to ride it for ages. She didn't come to Disney with us last time we went because she was pregnant. Ironic really, isn't it, that she's pregnant again. Anyway, then we went on Tron, which is basically just a really fast roller coaster. It's got virtual queue at the moment. It's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not like particularly well themed. It's just you're on a bike thing and you're trying to win a race. Like I don't know, it's just, yeah. Then we went on the Astro Orbiter, which is one of these up and down, you can move up and down and you spin around on a little flying thing.
Someone is on the driveway.
I really apologise. I always think I should put my camera on sleep mode while I film these, but I always forget every time. Anyhow, so we then met up with the rest of my family and we went to Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, which is essentially like a jokey, laughy, it's like a show where they make fun of like the audience, they're trying to make you laugh. Also, Monsters Inc. Land coming, oh my god, that's kind of cool. Anyway, so yeah, that's a good show, it was quite funny. Then we went on Tomorrowland People Mover, which is just a little like cart ride thing that takes you through like the backs of some roller coasters and rides in Tomorrowland. It's really cool, really like it. Then we headed across on the monorail to Epcot. and we went to eat at Space 220, which is a new restaurant since we were last there. But essentially, it's meant to be like in space, so you go up a space elevator to go into space, and then you're supposedly in space, and you've got like different things happening in the windows. You can like see out into space. It's pretty cool. The theming is really clever, and we really enjoyed it. My nephew quite likes space and things, as does my husband. He loves space, so that was just really nice. Then we went on Spaceship Earth on our way out of Epcot. We were mostly just going to Epcot for the food. So yeah, went on Spaceship Earth, which is basically like, it's in the globe of Epcot. Also, I put the days that we went on different to different places. I put the box of that on, which I really loved doing. Anyhow, you'll like go back in time through technology and like communication and stories, and then there's like a future game at the end of it. It's quite a lot of fun. Then we headed back to the villa. My sister really needed a nap. She was, of course, pregnant and very tired, so she went for a rest, and we took my nephew to the little splash park that was at the villa, and he had so much fun. He loves a splash park, and he made friends with another kiddo. It was so cute. I loved being there with him. Then is the thing I'm just not going to talk about at the moment. I'm not ready to talk about it really, to be honest, so we'll come back to that another time. And then I just marked that I was in my feelings about the situation that I'm not ready to talk about. We then went back to Magic Kingdom to watch the Happily Ever After fireworks, and then we rushed across to It's a Small World. This time we saw Happily Ever After fireworks. We'd already seen it once, but we watched it from the back of the castle, where you didn't get to see like the illuminations, the show on the castle. So we watched it from the front, so we could see it, and we waited outside like the train station. So it was really good view for the time we got there. And then we went on It's a Small World, which, if you don't know what is, has a very catchy song and is basically a little boat ride through the world. Then we went on Peter Pan's Flight, which, as I've mentioned already, my nephew loves Peter Pan / Captain Hook. So we went on that. It's basically, you're on a little bikey thing and it goes up in the air. It's like held at the top. On to Wednesday, because I better hurry up because I'm already on to the day by day. We went to Animal Kingdom on this day. A few of us went and queued for Avatar Flight of Passage. Avatar Flight of Passage is basically like, it's a kind of a simulator, but it's kind of more like Soarin', if you've ever been on Soarin', in terms of a simulator, but you're essentially on the back of a flying creature being shown around Avatar. It's not like a nauseating particularly simulator, at least in my opinion. My mum really likes it, and she really doesn't like roller coasters. It's one of her faves. So that was really good. Then we went on Navi River Journey, which is essentially a river journey through Navi, Avatar Land, basically, and is very cute. We then jumped across and went on Kali River Rapids, which is essentially it's like a family raft ride kind of thing, so you get very wet and it's a lot of fun. Then me and my husband went across and went on my favourite ride, probably This or Guardians of the Galaxy, which was new this visit, of my favourite rides. So we went on Expedition Everest, which is so essentially you're going up Everest to try and find a Yeti, is essentially the storyline of it, and it's just such a good roller coaster. I won't give any more spoilers than that. Then we went on Kilimanjaro Safaris. So Kilimanjaro Safaris is essentially, it is a safari ride. It's a safari ride. It's like a bus through their safari, and you see all of the real animals and things like that. Then me and my husband were really hot, so we went for a bit of a cool down and just had a wander around some shops and stuff. Animal Kingdom can be quite hot. They've not got very many air conditioned areas other than the shops, so it can get a little bit hot there. Then we went on Expedition Everest again, because as I've said, it is one of my favourite rides. We then went on Dinosaur, which is the ride I was talking about before, that my sister is sad that she won't ever be able to ride again, because it's going, where you basically go back in time and you're trying to bring back a dinosaur. It's really cool. My nephew would have loved it if like he was big enough to go on, but he definitely is not. Then me and my husband, in fact we all went across to Disney Springs, but me and my husband went off on our own, and we went to see Cirque du Soleil Drawn to Life, which was absolutely incredible. I was really grateful that I got tickets to this for my birthday. It's just such a good circus show, but it has like a really lovely story as well, and honestly it was incredible. I'm so glad we went. Yeah, so I've just marked that it was absolutely incredible. Then we also, as part of my birthday present, got a meal out at Helios. I want to say it's said like that, tapas, which was fine, but I'm vegetarian, and they literally like wheeled around a hog for a hog roast, and I was like, oh, that's gross. But what was really cool is the drone show had started, and because Helios was is Disney owned, they had like seating area and a place you could go to watch the drone show, which was literally new while we arrived. So we got to watch the drone show without like waiting for ages, the new drones show at Disney Springs, and it was really excellent actually. I really enjoyed it. It was worth seeing. And then we just wanted to finish off our date night and have a bit more time together, so we just wandered through Disney Springs and did some bits of shopping. On to Thursday, this was mostly an Epcot day, so we generally for Epcot we quite often park at least this journey, we quite often park at Hollywood and go across on the Skyliner or walk across to go to the showcase, especially because like Frozen and Ratatouille are the two like big main feature attractions, so that's what we did. So we got the Skyliner across to Epcot, and we first went on Frozen, which is my nephew's favourite show film, so yeah, was loving that, though he wasn't sure because he was a bit scared by the marshmallow bit, which is very cute of him. But we actually got really stuck on Frozen. We were quite lucky, we were like near the end, we were sort of at the point, like the buy bit of the ride, so we were really lucky because we'd ridden most of it. But we got very, very stuck, and actually for the first time ever we got evacuated, but they couldn't evacuate us until they drained the water to low enough so we could get on their like emergency bit on like their walkway. So we were stuck there for quite some time, and so after that we just went straight to Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind because we just like missed our slot because it was so long, but they let us on. That was absolutely fine. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is possibly my favourite ride. It has basically you are oh my god, his name has gone from me. The raccoon sends you on a mission to try to basically, they put a tracker on your ship, and you have to try and chase this guy, and it's really cool. It's just such a good ride. It's got great songs, and they differ the song like every time you ride it, and you like, it's on like a spinny thing. The roller coaster is like on a spinny thing, so you can go like, you can be spinning whilst going around a really fast turn. It just like, the G-force is just excellent, and it feels so much fun. Anyway, then we did some real person pin trading with my family. There was some people like sat outside the pin traders place, and we did some trading with them. We got some cool pins, but there was also a woman who like was really like, took forever to decide whether she wanted any of ours, and then was like, oh no, and it was like just so annoying that she'd taken up so much of our time, but oh well. Then me and my husband went off to ride Test Track, and we found the Coke tasting place. We thought it had gone, but it's just moved and is a lot smaller, and there's a lot less flavours to taste, but it was still very good and nice just to get a like refreshing drink. So yeah, we went and did the Coke tasters, and then we went on Test Track, which is being reimagined at the moment, but essentially the idea of the ride is that you design a car and then you're doing different testing with it. I prefer the old Test Track, and I'm really intrigued to see what Test Track 3.0 will be. My sister actually hasn't ridden Test Track 2.0 because, as I said, she didn't come last time we went to Disney. But yeah, I took my husband on it last time we went to Disney, and then I was like, this was terrible compared to the old one. It also goes slower. I don't know what they're going to do with Test Track 3, but Test Track broke down quite a lot while we were there, so I'm not surprised they're reimagining it. We then had lunch, and I went on Living with the Land with my nephew so that my family could go on to whatchamacallit, Soarin', but actually I'd already been on Soarin' this day, so that's presumably it. There's a blank sticker in a minute, that's what that is for. So yeah, I went on Living with the Land with my nephew, but he was really sad because the Flower and Something festival had finished, and so they'd taken out all like the Disney bits of Living with the Land. So they'd taken away like Mad Hatter's Tea Party and stuff, and my nephew was quite sad that he'd missed it. He thought he'd missed it. So yeah, that was sad. So then we went on Journey into Imagination with Figment. Oh, sorry. Living with the Land is basically a boat ride through Disney's GM cropping, basically, and so it's quite a lot about GM crops and different how we live with the land and keep like land good land words, you know what I'm trying to say, and things. So yeah. And then we went on Journey into Imagination with Figment, which is essentially where you go through a sense thing, and Figment, who is a figment of your imagination, takes over the ride and like makes the bad smells and stuff like that. And then we went across to World Showcase and we tried to go on Frozen again, but unfortunately it was closed. Then I've got the blank sticker, but as I've worked out, that is for Soarin', which I've not put in. Then we went to the Cheesecake Factory, which is one of our favourite restaurants in America, and we really wanted to go, so we went across to Florida Mall and went to Cheesecake Factory, which was just excellent. It was really delicious as usual. And then I did my nephew's stories before bedtime. On to Friday, and I better pick up my pace with my chat because I've got 3 days to go and I'm nearly caught up with myself. So we went to Magic Kingdom. Some of this I can skip through though because we've talked about it a bit. And me and my husband went on Space Mountain first, and then we went on the Tomorrowland Speedway, which is basically a little driving circuit. It's fine. It's definitely designed for smaller people than us. We probably wouldn't go on it again. We just wanted to go on it once for the trip. Then we went to Crystal Palace for breakfast / lunch. Brunch is the word I'm looking for. So they were self-serving lunch while we were there, but then we could get lunch food as well. So yeah, we got the latest breakfast booking basically, and we got to meet Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore, Piglet and Tigger, which was just so good. It was just excellent, honestly. We were wearing matching Winnie the Pooh t-shirts. It was 10 out of 10. Would recommend Crystal Palace. I've been on my birthday as a kid, and it's one of the best character experiences in my opinion, and the food is good. Yeah, it's excellent. And the desserts for lunch were all themed around, like each one had a theme of a Winnie the Pooh character, and it was super cute. So I was absolutely loving life, which is what I've marked in next. Then we went on Pirates of the Caribbean, which is essentially a boat ride with a bit of a splash through the story of the first Pirates of the Caribbean film. Kind of, at least. Basically, Johnny Depp is on a mission to get some gold treasure. Then we went across to the journey of the Little Mermaid, which is what it sounds like. It's just a little like boat ride. You're in a little clamshell thing that moves to go around Little Mermaid, to go around the seas in the Little Mermaid. Then we went on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, which is a mine cart sort of mine. So mine isn't the right word. I can't think what the correct word is. Anyway, it's a little, you're on a mine train basically. And it's a bit of a roller coaster. Again, really excellent roller coaster. I really enjoy it. Then we went on Typhoon. Then we went on to Typhoon Lagoon, which is one of Disney's water parks. They currently out of season only have one water park open, so we went to Typhoon Lagoon at this time because that's all that was open. Then spent some time in the splash park with my nephew. I think I went on some rides as well with my husband. We went on the family raft ride and stuff. In fact, that is marked. I just thought it wasn't because I could see I'd forgotten there was another day extender. So yeah, went on the family raft ride, which was really good. I really love the family raft ride at Typhoon Lagoon. I think it's really excellent. And went around the lazy river, and then we went back to Magic Kingdom to do the last little couple of things we hadn't done. I got custom popcorn, which was 10 out of 10. Would recommend. It's pricey, as are all Disney snacks, but would really recommend getting the custom popcorn at the confectioner's place in Magic Kingdom. Then we went back on Pirates of the Caribbean because it is one of our favourite rides. Then went on Haunted Mansion. basically Haunted Mansion is a haunted house. It's a little it's a slow moving little thing through a haunted house. It's a lot of fun. We went on It's a Small World, which I've already talked about. My brother had gone across to Epcot when we'd gone back to Magic Kingdom, and he got stuck on Test Track and was proper grumpy about it. He didn't come to all of the Disney things with us because he went off to meet some friends in the middle of the trip. So he was really mardy about how much Disney he'd missed, but it was well, it was your choice. But he was being really mardy about getting stuck on Test Track and things, and yeah, it was kind of orcs, but we got there. It's fine. So the next thing I've marked that everybody was mardy, and then we went to a cook in front of you Japanese place called Kobe. I don't know how to say it. It was just a really bizarre experience. They had vegetarian options, but then they were oh, but the noodles aren't vegetarian and this isn't vegetarian. And it was so basically you're going to give us a plate of vegetables. And he was yeah. And I was great, thanks. It was a very strange experience. They did not, yeah. I'm not sure I would go again as a vegetarian, but it was one of my brother's favourite places to eat and somewhere he really wanted to go. So we let him, of course. On to Saturday, my family, so everybody but me and my mum, went off to try and see the space launch. The space launch where there's people now stuck in space. That one, except it didn't happen this day. So they went off to this space launch. I had a bit of a lie-in, and then we did some chores around the house. Then we unfortunately found out that the space launch was cancelled, and my brother, particularly the one I was talking about on the previous day, was very grumpy and mardy about this, but I was not with them. My husband was just texting me yeah, I'm disappointed, but I'm just, plodding. Me and my mum went and did some little bits of shopping instead of going to the space launch, which was nice, and we went to TJ Maxx and that sort of thing. Then we met up at Hollywood Studios because this was our last Disney day and we wanted to end our Disney trip with Fantasmic, which is why we went for Hollywood Studios. So me, my mum and husband went on Star Tours, which is a simulator from early Star Wars films from the original trilogy, where you are part Obi-Wan, R2-D2 and C-3PO accidentally end up taking you on a space journey thing. It's a lot of fun. It's good. Then we went on Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run because the queue was quite short, which was good. It was the first time we rode it that trip without going in single riders. So essentially this is where you can be in 3 different positions. You can either be a pilot, an engineer, or a shooter, and you get the ride is different based on how people interact and stuff. It's really good. We rode it on opening day, which is one of my fun Disney facts about me. Then we went on Tower of Terror, which again is up there in some of my favourite rides, which is essentially you're in a old hotel thing and it gets stuck in the tower of you're in our old hotel lift and it gets stuck in the Twilight Zone, and then it's a drop roller coaster ride, and it is one of my favourite rides. The drop sequence is different every time because you go up and down quite a lot, and it's just really good because you never know what's coming, however many times you've ridden it. Then we went and saw the Walt Disney Presents and watched the extended trailer for Inside Out 2, which we are going to watch. We haven't seen yet, but me and my husband want to watch after that trailer because it was really good. Then we went on Toy Story Mania, which is essentially like a game ride where you go into different 3D screens and you have to shoot at things and get points, basically. My husband is very good at it, particularly there's one bit where the rapidness of your shot matters, and he's very good at that. Then we went, and that's how we finished our trip because that was the last ride, and we went to Fantasmic, which is the show at Epcot Magic Hollywood Studios. Words please, brain. And basically you're in Mickey's Dream and it's baddies versus goodies. It's really good. Then me, my husband, Verity and Felix went back to the flat and I did Felix's stories before bed. On to Sunday, me and my husband went off and drove to a beach town because we were supposed to be going on a scuba dive this day. So we went to a pancake house on the way for breakfast, and then we literally got to the dive shop and they were like, oh, we're just ringing around people, it's cancelled because the water is so rough. And we're like, okay, but because we've gone to the beach town, we decided to go to the beach. So we went and chilled on the beach. We had a little bit of a walk. Honestly, the waves were massive. I am so not surprised they had to cancel the dive. It would have been dangerous, 100%. So then we just did some sunbathing and then drove back to the place we were staying, back to the villa, went and had like a chill look around Walmart, had a snacky dinner with my family. It was just my mum and my dad at this point because so we were trying to eat up what was left in the house because my sister and nephew had left whilst we were off doing while we were doing our scuba dive, but unfortunately not. Then we went in the hot tub and enjoyed our hot tub and played some Rumney Cup to finish out the day, and magically I have managed to actually get through the day without having to speed through anything. And that is it for this video. I'm going to do some foil wiggles and stuff here, and look how stunning it looks. I am obsessed with this spread. But yeah, it's just super beautiful, and as you can see, there are so many extenders. Let me know what you think of this spread and this video and my Disney trip. That is the end of it. Thank you for watching, comment, like down below, all that kind of jazz, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!